I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
A good travel agent.
And I kept searching.
and searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hey, Toni.
Hi everyone, this is Toni with Cruises by Toni, and welcome to our Facebook Live for tonight.
Yay, let's get applause.
So welcome everybody. We're going to give them a few minutes to get started, to come on rather, and then we got a special guest tonight that I would like to introduce y'all to, and I truly hope that tonight's session will be a blessing to all tonight. So, let's see. So what you doing over there? Are you just putting our names and
putting
stuff
the names
on
at the
here?
back.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta
I'm
do it
just
right.
curious.
I gotta do my job.
Okay, I'm just curious. I was just want to make sure everything is right for our people. So I hope everyone had a great day today is Thursday, which is also our date night.
Yeah.
So after our live, we will go ahead and do something for our date night tonight. I think tonight date night is we're going to go pick up food. So we will go pick up something and have some dinner, but we'll have a little bit later. And I had a good day today. I actually got to do some travel work, which makes me excited when I get to take care of people's bookings and travel related. So that's what my day was like. Got to talk to a few suppliers and set up training sessions with them. So I'm looking forward to even having some of our salespeople to be a part of our Facebook Live so they can actually talk to our clients as well to give them some insight and tips on travel. Okay, so I wanted to welcome the people that came on.
So far we got Turea, one of my favorite cousins. I'm gonna give her applause.
Who else we have on with us tonight?
I see 5 up there, but I only see Turea is on the one that name that popped up.
Okay. I don't know. I'm seeing Miss Corinne is on here. I'm seeing Miss Neely, or either am I looking at it wrong? Am I looking at my page, Toni Anderson?
You need to go on Cruises
Or
by
am I
Toni.
on Cruises by Toni? I'm not sure. Maybe because I did start a watch party. You know, I'm still kind of new with this
Oh,
party.
okay.
So,
Turea say thank you. All right, favorite cousin, you're welcome.
okay.
I see Miss Goldie Smith popped up there. She's watching.
Hi, Miss Goldie. How are you? I haven't talked to you actually in a while. I might need a counseling session, Miss Goldie, by now. It's been a while. She's a terrific woman. She's a woman of wisdom, lots of wisdom, and I respect her highly in her opinion. So I might be due for a counseling session, perhaps.
Hello, she said, hello, Darren Toni. Hello, Miss Goldie. How you doing?
So it looks like Neely waved back. Is that what you see, or am I on the wrong page? Do you see Neely waving?
Who waving?
Neely.
No.
Okay, so I'm on the wrong page.
I'm on the Cruises by Toni page. That's the page I'm on.
Okay, I don't know. Oh, I think I was on my personal page. I don't know how to switch it back. You don't know? Okay.
Well, you just got to go to, if that's on your personal page, you just got to go out and go to Cruises by Toni.
Okay.
Turea said hi.
Oh, Miss Corinne told me this is my personal page. Okay, I guess because I said I was going to start a watch party. Thanks, Corinne, because, you know, I'm new with this, all this technology stuff. So I guess I'm looking at it so people can see it on my personal page so they can watch as well. And we are also on Cruises by Toni on the business page. So if you want to, you can join either one. And I guess it'd be fine.
Got Veronica watching. Got Dante Woods.
Oh, welcome, Miss Veronica. Welcome, Dante, you said?
Dante, yeah, right on the team with Tonio.
Oh, okay.
Another level elite, Mr. Dante.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome. So, let's see. What time is it?
It's
So,
7:05. You ready for me to call our guest?
yeah, let's call our special
All right.
guest
Okay,
because we want to do that.
Now, Nelly Gilbert said hi.
Oh, okay. So maybe she's on the other page now.
Yeah.
Okay, so while you get ready to call our special guest, once she comes on, he's going to call her on Skype. Once she comes on, then I will introduce you all to her. And I am sure tonight is going to be very helpful to everyone. Okay, so let me know when she's on.
Hello.
Is she on yet?
Yeah, I just got to bring up. Hold on.
Oh, you got to bring her up on the screen. Okay, so once he does that, everyone, then I will go ahead with the introduction part of it. Let me know
You ready?
when you have her.
You ready to bring up?
Yeah, you can bring
Okay.
up and then you tell me so I can introduce her.
There she goes. She's up there.
Okay, everyone. Tonight's special guest is Turea Simpson. The name of her company is, the CEO and founder of Motivated by Freedom. So you can give her a hand clap for joining us tonight. Thank you so much for agreeing to be our special guest tonight to talk to our lovely our lovely clients about money. Money. How to save money to prepare for travel. How to be creative with saving money. That's what we want to know from you, Miss Turea Simpson. And I'm sure you'll be delighted to share some tips with us. And so that people can be prepared. So when all of this is over, they're going to have money saved up so they will be able to travel and call Toni. Really well. Okay, so I got to ask you the famous question that everyone gets asked, and that is, what have you been doing, and what are you doing to do your pastime since the COVID-19 started?
Well, let me first say thank you, Toni, for having me on your channel. It is a delight to be here with you and Daryl, spreading nothing but travel for once we are able to go ahead and travel once again. Well, I want to give a little background, I think, because it's important to for people to know exactly who I am and what I do, what I represent. I am the CEO and founder of Motivated by Freedom LLC, and what that means is I have been in the bankruptcy field for almost 20 years.
Wow.
And during that time, what I've been able to see is a lot of people who have been just dealing with a lot of horrible things when it comes to financial stuff. So, one thing about bankruptcy is that you have to learn how to become creative.
Okay.
Let me back up and say that just because I'm saying that I've been in the bankruptcy space does not mean that everybody that has filed bankruptcy is broke. That's not true. That's kind of a fallacy. It just means that you have more debt than you do have income. Now, with that said, is during this time, because of the pandemic, what I do as bankruptcy, I do freelance bankruptcy paralegal work. It is starting to pick up a lot for me. That's unfortunate for other people in the world, or especially here in the United States. But after certain monies run out, the people have been receiving them monies. They are going to be a lot of people that are going to be filing for bankruptcy. So, unfortunately, what I've been doing has been ramping up, and I'm just getting in gear, getting things together, and so that I can make certain that I'm prepared for the onslaught of work that I'm going to be receiving.
Well, that's good for your perspective as far as you'll have work provided. That's a part of your business, but at the same time, we do understand that it is going to be difficult for some people. But like you said, the key point, I think what you said was that just because people file bankruptcy does not mean that they're broke. And I think
Correct.
that's a myth that so many people think that, oh my gosh, you filing bankruptcy, you must be broke. No, it's actually for your protection.
Correct.
And that's what more people need to know and understand, I believe, about the bankruptcy, is that it's for your protection.
Correct.
But you're still not going to get past my question. What have you been doing since COVID-19?
Well, at first when it hit, a lot of the attorneys that I'm familiar with and to work with, they didn't have any work. So what I've been doing is just really spending a lot of time with my family and friends, reconnecting, and just making certain I, spend the quality time that I can as of right now.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Family is very important, and I think that everyone should spend time with their family, honestly. I really do. Okay, so, Ms. Turea, what would be your number one tip? Well, you're going to give us more than one tip, but what's the first tip you would give the people as to how to save money that is maybe more creative than the way they might have know of one?
Well, what I'm about to say is not necessarily new, but I think that a lot of people forget this. Is that I wanted people to understand that you can set up a separate checking account just for vacations. Sometimes you have, especially like with credit unions, they'll have where you can set up a Christmas checking account, a part of their Christmas club. But people forget that you can set up a specific credit card, a specific checking account just for vacations, and that you're putting money in it every single month, so that you can be able to reach your goal. Say for instance, you want to do that cruise that is coming up. If you looked at some of the things that Toni's been putting out, she told you about the various cruise lines that we're going to be cruising here pretty soon. And if you're not prepared, you can still prepare. It doesn't mean that you can't do that now. And so that's one tip that I would say is that you can set up a separate checking account specifically for vacationing. And don't touch it. That's the thing, is don't touch it.
Don't touch it, yes. That is very true. So if you don't have time to save for a long period of time to save for that vacation account, what would be another way that they could perhaps gather the money for their vacation?
Another good way would be for you to sell some of your personal items. Even though a lot of people may think that, people are in a pandemic right now, they aren't spending money. That is not the truth. People are still spending money. So put your stuff out there on Poshmark. Put your stuff out there on Facebook Marketplace so that you can be able to sell those things. You don't know. People are paying top dollar for things that they are specifically looking for. I dabble in a little bit of party planning, and there is this like rattan furniture that people like to use. And if you're someone that has held on to that, because like rattan was something that was very popular, especially within the 70s, that is something that party people are really looking for. So you can get a good dime for that. There are trends that might have went out back, say for instance, from the 70s, 80s, and especially the 90s. People are looking for those types of things. So put them out there. You don't know what kind of money you can get for them.
Okay, well, since you talked about party planning in the 80s, well, I am actually thinking if the times permit and if we can have the right amount of people, I'm thinking about doing a birthday party for me in January. And I am thinking about doing an 80s party. 80s was a year for my graduation. It was a year I went into the military. It was during the years that I met my husband. Then we started dating. A lot of things for us happened actually in the 80s. Would you agree?
Right.
So because of
I agree.
that, I'm thinking about doing an 80s party. So any of that stuff that you buying, look for the 80s so you can be the coordinator of decorating for me. I'm going to just put my
I'll
hand
get
out
ready.
there now. I'm just going to put it out there so you can start looking for those items. And if any of y'all online have those items to sell, let us know so maybe we can get them from you. You
That's
have those
right.
items sitting there, you know you're not going to use them no more. So you might as well make some extra dollars with it. You can add some extra dollars. You can be a blessing to me. But if you just want to donate, I do take donations as well. Let me just put that out there first. I will take your donations if you have anything from the 80s that you want to contribute to the party. But that's a great idea of just selling things that we already have, especially those items that we have that's actually taking up space in our homes
Yes.
that we're not using.
Right.
That's a terrific way, I think, to earn some extra cash.
It is. It
And we
definitely
appreciate you
is.
giving us the some places that they can actually put those on. What was those places again? Can you repeat those?
You can go in places like Poshmark.
Yeah.
Poshmark is especially for the ladies, but not just for ladies, but that is more into clothing. A lot of people put their stuff on there, and most definitely you can put it on Facebook Marketplace. I search Facebook Marketplace all of the time again because I'm in party planning. I look for people who've had weddings and they want to unload some of their stuff. That's the perfect opportunity because they don't want it anymore. You know,
That's a
you
great
can check those places out. They're definitely you will be able to sell some items on those.
Okay. Let's see. So we had some more people to join us, and I just want to make sure we say hello to everyone. So if you just joined us, hello. We appreciate you coming in, and we hope that you're going to get you've got some great tips so far, and that we're going to give out some more tips. So if you missed some of the tips in the beginning, just watch the replay, and that way you can get the tips that she have already spoken about. So I just want to make sure that everybody's aware. These are some great tips that Miss Turea Simpson is sharing with us, and I want you all to think about how you can be creative, even if it's not for travel money.
Right.
Actually, just because you might want to earn some extra money, or you get rid of some old and buy some new stuff.
Correct.
Whatever pleases you, if that works. So I'm going to ask everybody to give Miss Turea some love. Give her some hearts. She needs to be feel loved. We want to
Yeah,
make
she
sure
needs
that
some
she's
love.
a loved guest on our show. So give her some love. So we appreciate the tips that you shared with us already. So do you have another tip you would like to share with us?
I do. I have a couple more, just two more that I would like. Well, three more
Okay. Well,
that I would like to share.
okay.
Another way that people, and some people may not even know this, is you can set up a Roth IRA. And so with the Roth IRA, you can pull out money when you need to. Right now, the government is actually allowing people to pull out money without penalty. So that is a good way for you to be able to take, especially if you want to take that cruise, you can put down that lump sum of money right then and there by pulling out money out of your Roth IRA, or just by starting one. If you can start a Roth IRA with $25, you do not have to have a lot of money. A lot of people think that's a misconception that I got to have a lot of money to start off with. No, start off with $25 and build from there. It can work. Another thing that I would tell people to do is to save those tax refunds, the stimulus checks that you're getting. Any bonuses that you may receive, you may not be getting them at this particular time, but we know corporations and or some companies that give out bonuses to individuals all the time. Put aside that money and put that toward vacation. And the very last thing that I always especially want to hone into, and if anybody has ever followed me before on Facebook Live, you will know that I say to people, create a side hustle. If you're the person, as Steve Harvey says, that you can fry chicken and you do chicken well, put together a chicken meal, make it nicely presented, start off with your family and your friends, sell dinners. You don't know what you can do just by selling that. You can start off with there. You can go, if you're a crafty person. We have a cousin, Veronica. Veronica does wreaths. That's her specialty. She's very good at it. Her wreaths are beautiful. She's a crafty person. She started off small, as we all do. Create a side hustle. Do not just depend. I will say this again. Do not just depend on that one job that you have for your only stream of income. Create various streams of income. Now is the time. If you haven't started a YouTube channel, start it. If you haven't started some kind of vlog or blog to monetize it and make money, do it now. People are looking, they're watching, and you can make money by doing certain things just like that.
Wow. Well, that was really good. I was not aware of that you can start your Roth IRA with just $25.
Me either.
I wasn't aware that the government is letting you pull it out without penalty, neither. So those two tips that you said, that really turned around and impressed upon me. That those were two items that I wasn't aware of that you can do. So that's really a good tip. That really is. And I agree with you as having a multiple streams of income. That is something that a lot of people should do and encourage them to do it. But some people are just afraid to go out there. And also, I'd suggest this as well, because I'm a small business owner myself, and I really think that you should help support other small business owners, especially when they're starting out, because that turns around and motivates them and encourages them to keep going on. So that's another suggestion that I will always put out there to anybody who is a small business owner is, one, support other small business owners, and two, turn around, just realize that you're encouraging someone else to turn around and keep going, because mostly all the time, it's very hard to start. And it's very hard when you don't have the capital to start. So I always say, it's so hard. Don't have them be discouraged when they don't get the sales in the beginning. So make sure that you do encourage them by purchasing their product or service. And if you can't purchase their product and service, then refer other people that might be interested in their service or product. I myself, I do that a lot. Matter of fact, this weekend we are getting food from Chef Shay. This weekend she does food on weekdays and weekends, but I told her that I will be purchasing some food from her from this weekend on Saturday. So that's basically going to cut out me having one meal I ain't got to worry about, because that's going to be taken care of. So that's going to be a plug out for her as well. So I want to open it up to see if anybody, any more tips first, Miss Turea?
Yeah, I think she said she had a couple more tips.
No,
was that it? Okay.
That was it.
I want to open it up to see if anybody have any questions or give some comments concerning the things that Turea has talked to us about, the tips that she have given. If you think one of the tips that she gave was really important to you, or it was something that you wasn't aware of and that you think that it was something good, share that with us. Let us know that she has been helpful to you and it's been a blessing to you, so that you can grow from that. And once you learn something, don't be afraid to share with others. That's another key point. Don't be afraid to share with others.
Well, we have one question.
We have one question? Okay.
A question is, how would I start a notary business since I'm a notary?
Okay, well, there is such a interesting thing, a lot of people may not know this, is that you can be a mobile notary here in the state of Texas. And the way that you can do that is you make certain that you are a notary, and you can sign up through a company called SnapDocs. That's just one of them, I'm sure. That you can be able to go in and notarize certain documents. Now, the highest paid things for you to do to get paid as being a notary is when they have home closings. Lots of people don't realize that you have to have a notary doing those title documents. And so notaries can get paid well over $100-something just to be a notary. And in the state of Texas, they recently passed where you can sign documents electronically, and you have to pay an additional fee with the state in order to be able to do that. But it allows you and opens you up to be able to market yourself from more than just the perspective of Texas, to be able to sign and work as a notary. So, it is a viable business. It's people that do it every single day. And it's a hustle. If you want to be able to add on to what you're doing, certainly put that in your wheelhouse.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I did mobile notary some years
Yeah.
ago. Very.
Hey, Turea, I need you to do me a favor. Can you move to the left a little bit so I can get you all in the screen? There you go. All right. There you go.
I want to see your smiling face. Actually, I did mobile notary several years ago. Oh, it's been
Yeah, it's been
over. Well, I've been in the travel for 13, so it's been well over 13 years. And back then, I was making $135 for closing on homes. I did have to go to the client's home to notarize their papers, but that was $135 that I was making. And that was over 13 years ago. I don't know how many exactly, but that was what the going price was at least 13 years ago. So I do know that one for sure, that you can make money, and you can actually just get, if you have a connection with the title company, they will actually hire you, as well as doing other, like Turea gave them the website, another website you can sign up with. But I do know that one for sure, because I did it myself. And the good part is, if that person that asked the question, if they're on a job that paid for the notary, I didn't have to, because that's what happened with me. I already had my notary from the job that I was doing back then, and so they paid for it, and then I just continued to use it outside of the job. So that was something for me to actually have extra income for that. And it didn't take up a lot of your time, and then you get to set your own hours. You pick the hours that you want, so that's another good thing. Do we have any other questions?
No, that's on the one. So why don't you ask Miss Simpson a question?
Well, I always ask her questions all the time. When I need to know something, I just ask her. But I asked her my questions.
Okay.
Do you have a question, Mr.
Okay, so I know you said you work for yourself. So was that a big jump for you from going from the corporate world to working for yourself? I mean, what made you decide to do that?
It's a good question. I did move from the corporate world because of the fact that I was used to being in bankruptcy and being in the trenches. So I wanted to be sure that I got back into something that I love to do. But I'm expounding on it more than just working with lawyers. I decided to be able to educate people about some of the things that I know. If you were to go to my website, there was one of the hot things that I talked about, I think it was some months ago, about ways to find hidden money. And that was actually a part of my job, is for me to be able to find hidden money years ago. So I just love being able to be a part of it. I also wanted more freedom. I wanted to be able to, I have a smaller child, and I wanted to be there for her more. I spent so much time, especially in traffic. At one point, it was causing me to get to work 2 hours to get to work and 2 hours to get home. I was spending so much time in the car. I began to hate it. So I want to be able to be there more for my family. I want to not only that, I want to create wealth, not just for me, but for my children as well. I want to set something up that they will be able to look back and say, oh, wow, my mom did this. She worked very hard for it. And to show them, too, that they are, they can do this for themselves.
Oh, okay.
So I guess that's where the name Motivated by Freedom comes from.
Absolutely.
She was motivated to have her freedom. And that is a great title. That's a great business name. I like that. So now I actually know the meaning of that business name.
So, okay, Ms. Simpson, we have another question. It says, what is the best way to make passive income other than savings, Roth, etc.?
Well, let me say this. Another way to do passive income is if you are an individual that is good at doing videos, and that's a great way to be able to make passive income. I am a big component of finding ways to be able to make money while you sleep. So you can create some type of online course. You can host a webinar. I've done that as well. But with the online courses, you can set that up where people are able to go in and see something that you videotape and tell them something about. In the next coming weeks, I'm going to be having something that's going to be launching as well for people that will teach them more about bankruptcy, because that's something a lot of people have questions about. And I have a lot of knowledge, but not only that, I'm monetizing what I have in my brain. So that is something that people need to actually think about.
Okay.
So do we have any other questions?
No, that's the last one right there. So.
Okay, well, we're going to get ready to wrap this up. Ms. Turea, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your knowledge and your ability to share with us some tips. So before we go, I would like, for those that want to get in touch with Ms. Turea or have more questions or things of that sort, or even thinking about hiring her, even for her event planning, I want you to give them your what to call it, social media platforms. That's what they call it. Can you give them your social media platforms, your website, or any way the people will be able to contact you?
Okay, great. Well, it's very simple. I'm very easy to find. You won't find, and actually I'm one of a kind. You won't be able to find any other Turea Simpsons, and I am Turea Simpson of TureaSimpson.com. You can find me on Instagram as Turea Simpson. You can find me on Facebook on my business page at Turea Simpson. You can find me on Twitter as Turea Simpson. So if you don't know how to spell it, it's spelled Turea. That's T as in Tom, Urea, and last name Simpson, but not as bad as OJ.
All right. I love it. Okay, so did any other questions come in before we get ready to say?
No, Anthony, but I ain't going to say what he said.
Oh, gosh.
Anthony talking about, am I in your will?
Well, I'll have to think about that. I have to speak with my probate attorney.
Well, do you have anything else to say?
No, that's
Bell?
it. Like I said, I appreciate you coming and sharing your knowledge with our clients, and we're just trying to make it educate our clients on how to save money, and you can still travel and still enjoy life and stuff like that.
Right.
So that was good.
And traveling is important. Lots of people think that, I don't need a vacation. People give up vacations, but it's very important for the mind and the spirit. It's a time of refreshing. Not only that, just spending time with your family. Especially if you have children, they will always remember that. So you guys get out there and travel, be safe when doing it. And then Tony's always going to give you great advice on how to, where to go and how to go and what to do when traveling.
Well, thank you so so much.
Well, thank you very much for joining us tonight, and
We thank everyone for tuning in. We thank everyone for giving the loves, and we thank everyone for sharing this. We just want to thank you all for coming out and for your time, and we appreciate it. Don't forget to always tune back into Cruises by Toni page so that you can see when we're having our next live. Also, to keep up with some tips that I put out there on the page. And if you're ready for a more intimate relationship with me and the groups that I travel with, you can go to facebook.com/Houston as we travel and join the group. There are questions that you have to answer before you can be approved for the group. It is for those people that are travelers. But if you just want tips and just get information and things like that, you can always go to Cruises by Toni page where this live is at for tonight. And I thank you so much. Ciao.
all right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's see, where is it?
Are we doing a video?
Yeah, I always do video, man.